What is going on, everyone? I'm Sir James from Gamerfuzion.com, here to give you my review on Star Trek the video game. So let's go ahead and start with the story because it's basic and simple to understand. First off, in the game you basically have these ruptures in space and you're attacked by these alien lizard-like creatures called the Gorns. Now the Gorns evade one of your planets containing a certain crystal. Now the crystal is basically used to advance your technology to kind of help with the world. But if it's used in the wrong hands and done the right way, it can be used as a weapon of mass destruction. And the Gorn take that device and a few of the prisoners, and now your job as Officer Kurt or Spock, depending on who you're playing as from the beginning of the game, is to go take that device back and rescue the hostages as well. It's pretty much the concept of the game. It's really simple and not too complicated. Now let me go ahead and go over the online portion because that was the big advertisement for this game, featuring the best online multiplayer experience ever in terms of co-op. So I'm going to go ahead and cover the actual online portion with playing with actual someone and then the AI. So when you're playing with someone, it actually works out great. You're doing what you expect in a co-op game, such as helping each other open doors, boosting each other up to reach higher ledges, and so forth, and of course hacking terminals, flanking, and so forth. The co-op with an online friend is a ton of fun, definitely well worth playing with an online person. And of course, if you're playing just by yourself with the AI partner, I would say the first half of the game, your AI partner is actually doing really well shooting the bad guys. So I was like, holy crap, we might actually have the first actual good AI co-op partner. But after half of the game, I swear to God, I got to the point where I just wanted to chuck my controller at the screen. The AI started to get downright terrible, basically in terms of your co-op partner. As for the enemy AI, they seem to work, but there's a few glitches where when you're shooting them, their bodies explode out of nowhere, or get deformed, all kinds of weird, crazy glitches that you may have seen in previous titles. But your AI co-op partner, I swear to God, doesn't do complete crap, to the point where even if you watch my walkthrough, at points where I stopped and start shooting at my co-op partner, hoping I could just team kill him, but fortunately you can't, which is a downside, because guarantee you I would have been killing Spock a bunch of times. As for the enemy AI seem to work really well, and there's certain situations where they'll try to outflank you, and they're able to use these little grenades, or rift grenades, where it spawns more of their creatures. And there's different varieties. You got these fastly moving creatures that pounce on you, and then you have to kind of shove them off you, or if you have a co-op partner with you, basically your co-op partner could shoot them off as well. And then later on you get these bigger dudes that have these bigger weapons and so forth. And what's cool is that you have this little scanner with you, which I think is a little cheat thing, because the scanner is able to read the entire layout. It's going to show you what you're able to interact with you. If you upgrade it, you're able to actually scan for weaknesses on the enemies and so forth. And it reviews basically everything, even the enemies. So you can enter a new area that you haven't been in, pull out your device. It's going to tell you exactly where everyone is. So it's kind of a little cheap device to kind of know where everyone is, giving it away. That you don't have to use it, but you do have to use it when you're hacking terminals and so forth. That's a little cheap mechanic. And for upgrades, there are upgrades within the game where you're able to upgrade your plasma pistol, such as the stun if you want to use less. And now in terms of the upgrade, you can only choose one specific item at a time per upgrade. You can't max them out each of every section and so forth, and you use that by getting experience in the game. And for the gameplay wise, I would say it's kind of a mixture of a few different games, but the main two that stand out, I would say, is Uncharted and Mass Effect. For the climbing sections, it reminded me of Uncharted, and then for the combat sections where you're taking cover, reminded me of Mass Effect, which for the most part works, but like I said, the combat is kind of iffy. And then towards the end of the game, it bugs out. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I would say the first half of the game plays out really nice. The second half of the game, as you go on, starts to break down on you to the point where your experience with the game starts to go down more by more. I was I was enjoying the game for the first half. I was wow, okay, this is looking like a 8.5 game or whatnot. Then after I reached the second half, and as I go on, in terms of what I'm going to be rating this game, started to go down and down and down, which was a downside. I don't want that to happen. but it did. Now in terms of planets, you do visit like, you know, a few different planets. You have like this desert area, you have like this forest area and so forth. So in terms of the planets and how they look really nice. The inside interior of the ship, like I said, the people who created this game actually have blueprints of the actual aircraft that you're on, which is cool. I forget the name of the aircraft, by the way, but it has blueprints, so it looks exactly like you expect it to look in the movie. You actually get to visit the officers' quarters, which is pretty cool as well, which, you know, fans never got to see. But now, in terms of explorations, it's not like an open world type of situations. It's more like, you know, scripted area. It's like, okay, here's the path you could go on, and especially on the ship area. There's only a few sections of the ship you could see, like, you know, the main deck, the officers' quarters, and of course the hangar bay area, and the medical facility as well, which is really nice. Other than that, that's pretty much it. So what do I like and what would I rate this game? So the things that I do like in this game is that I like the first half of this game because it stood out because it was actually the complete working portion. I like the co-op idea, the fact that they have the original voice actors praising their role in the game, and the soundtrack. Those are pretty much the main things that stood out. There's, in terms of the graphics, like I said, just the first half of the game looked really great, and there's other certain sections from the other half of where the game starts to break down that looked pretty good, especially the interior of the ship, of how where everything's laid out. It's exactly like you would imagine it, which is really nice. But other than that, it starts to break down at the end. As for a rating, I would probably give this game a 6 out of 10. I mean, I got to the point where I'm frustrated at the game. I'm even having a difficult time making this review for this game. Yeah, that's how kind of frustrated I am, because I just got done with it a few minutes ago. But like I said, I'll rate it a 6 out of 10. It's worth at least a rental to check out, at least once. Now, if you're going to get it or rent it, you know, I would definitely highly recommend you check out the game and its online co-op portion. Like I said, it does get repetitive in terms of what you're going to be doing, but it's better than playing with the god-awful AI in the game. But other than that, like I said, a 6 out of 10. If you're playing online with someone, then a 6.5 out of 10. Anyways, that's it for my review. If you guys want to check out the walkthrough, check the link down below or head on over to Gamerfuzion.com. Once again, I'm Sir James, and you guys, and remember, Gamerfuzion empowers your gaming.